Hello, I'm Kym Zest, and this here is Pigeon. Will is behind the computer running the show. Welcome to Pajama Yin Yoga. For the two of you who are here right now, I'm sharing that tomorrow's my birthday, and I will admit that I'm not entirely thrilled to be turning 39 and having my second very pandemic influenced birthday, but finding ways to make it fun. And part of it is having just this very quiet, chill little celebration with you. So thank you for joining me. If you joined early and are foam rolling, feel free to continue to do so throughout the intro. You're also welcome to use this time to finish setting up. On that note of if you tuned in early, sometimes once we're done setting up and everything's ready to go, we're just hanging out and Pigeon is looking absolutely hilarious. So actually 15 minutes before we started, if you were there, you got to see Pigeon being absolutely hilarious, eating her catnip bribe for being a Yin Yoga star. Okay, so if you need to finish setting up, I won't be playing music on my end, but you're welcome to on yours. You might want to gather some props. I'm a big fan. Soft, flexible props such as yoga mats or blankets. Soft, thick props. I've got these pillows. Thicker, stiff props. I've got the foam roller and the yoga blocks. Books and Tupperware also work. And then anything and everything you have available to you, other furniture, other exercise equipment, anything that might help you feel more comfortable and get creative with what's going to work for you. So one of the things I really like about doing this on YouTube is making it free and accessible for as many people who need it to be, who want it to be, who want to give it a try. Whether people watch this on replay or are here live now, then it's great and accessible. Yet it's really important for me to feel like this is worthwhile. And so there are ways that you can engage and support us and let us know that you appreciate this. And I'll talk about that at the end. Tonight we will begin with a short movement flow followed by a seated meditation. And then we'll do 3 yin poses before final relaxation. You're always welcome to substitute an exercise, a movement, a meditation, and then there will always be transition time between yin poses for movement or stillness of your choice. During this time, there is no right position or correct alignment of traditional poses because there's no force applied, there's no progression goal. It doesn't need to look like anything. It doesn't need to look like what I'm doing. It doesn't need to look like what's in a magazine. I'm going to give you some guidance, but then really it's about what feels right for you and what you want to use this time for. For each yin posture, I will suggest several different setups to feel lines of fascial tension, so that connective tissue as opposed to muscular tension. I will begin with minimal props and then add more props and more options. While I demonstrate, that's your time to really experiment and try all these different options, even if you've done it a zillion times before. Your body is different today than it was yesterday or last week or last month. So take that time to try some different things. And then after I'm done with the demonstration, I'll return to a seated position to watch the time for 2 to 3 minutes. The position you choose to stay in for that time should feel safe to release all muscular effort and holding and tension so that you can experience passive, quiet sensations. This is a practice of patience, stillness, and subtlety. Let's begin. Apparently without Pigeon. So we're going to start by setting up our legs in a crossed position, and you've got lots of options here. This is in a more active version of a yin posture that we do. So you can start with a really open cross, you can start with a tighter cross, or a very tight, going towards knee over knee. For this little sequence that we're about to do, I suggest tighter as opposed to wider, but whatever, again, whatever feels right. Setting this up so you can feel some tension in the outer hips. And then for many people, sitting propped up on something, sitting up on a blanket, a pillow. I'm going to grab a block. Sitting up higher really can open up some space. And then if you need to add any propping or support anywhere else that makes this more sustainable for you and feel safer, go for it. So give yourself a little time to get that set up, and then we are going to do some movement from this position. So we're going to start with arms extended out. We're going to exhale here. Inhale, open into the ribs, bend in the side. Exhale, center. Inhale, other side, inhaling into those ribs. Exhale, center. Moving at your own pace, on your own breath, whether you move slower or faster. If you feel like you need a little extra time, that's fine. You can always take a full round of breath in each place. And then finishing whatever round you're on, release the arms, give the neck and shoulders a little roll. Bring the arms up. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, twist. And again, moving at your own pace, slower or faster. Twisting however far feels good for you. Making this movement your own. Finishing the round you are on. Release the arms. Take a little moment. We'll do one more. I'm going to pivot just because my bookcase gets in my way. And then from here, we're not going to go right into the breath. I want you to experience a couple variations without worrying about the breath. So we're going to do a forward and backward flow. When you go forward, you can really focus on sort of rounding the spine, so nodding the chin towards the chest, pulling the abs back and in, rounding the spine back behind you, rounding in. Or you can focus on keeping a more upright neutral spine and hinging from the hips. Either way, nothing wrong. And you can do a variation of the two as well. But just take a moment and sort of play with what feels right for you. So we'll have a forward section and then the backwards. With backwards, you can prop your hands behind you. You can play how that feels. And you can really lift the chest. You can have hands very close towards you. Lift the chest and the throat. Or you can round the spine and really lean back from the hips. It just changes how it feels, whether it's more in the upper body or more in the hips and the lower body. So now that you've had a chance to sort of experiment with your options there, we'll do our flow and we'll do a round of breath in each position. So coming forward, your variation of forward, inhale, exhale. Leaning back, find your position. Inhale, exhale. Moving forward, inhale, exhale. And then just flowing at your own pace, slower or faster. Just taking the time to move and breathe. Give yourself time for one more round, or finishing the round you are on. And then go ahead and come out. A little transition time. And pigeon is awfully close to the microphone. Oh. And then we'll do the other side. So I'll just stay facing this way. So setting up your other side, if it needs something slightly different, you need a slightly different cross on this side. If you need different support, if going higher or lower on this side feels better. I think I'm going to switch out the blanket. There we go. Okay. Oh, never mind, I am going to turn around. Bookcase. Okay, now I'm ready. So, arms extended out to the side. Exhale here. Inhale, side bend, breathing into those ribs. Exhale, center. Inhale into your ribs. Exhale, center. And then flowing at your own pace. Doing another round or so. Taking a little moment to transition. Then we'll move into our twist. We'll reach arms up. Inhale here. Reaching. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, twist. Moving at your own pace. Finding the twist that feels right for you. Taking another round or two. And then I'm pivoting. To our forward and back. We'll take a little less time to experiment, but this side might feel a little different. So before we begin the flow, just experiment with the forward fold, whether you want it more spine and round with the head, whether you want to pivot more from the hips, what feels better. And then experiment with the back. You want to keep the hands close. And just open the chest and throat, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Again, more from the hips. And it can change as we flow, but it's nice not to be feeling indecisive in the moment. So now that you know what your options are, we'll start our flow, round of breath in each place. So holding forward, inhale, exhale, moving backwards, inhale, exhale, and then moving at your own pace. Taking another round or so. And gently coming out. We'll get ready for our seated meditation. So for this, you can sit in any position that you feel comfortable in. So a chair is a great option. There's nothing wrong with doing a meditation seated in a chair. Just sit in a chair that feels stable, that your feet can be grounded, and you can have a tall, upright spine in. If you choose to sit on the floor, you can sit with the legs extended, with the legs crossed, with the legs folded back. In any position, if you are on the floor, having your hips sort of supported and propped up is really great. Something like a footstool or one of the smaller props, whatever works for you. I'm going to grab the foam roller in this case. So propping the hips up, and then depending on the position you're in, possibly supporting underneath the knees, ankles, all sorts of things. Anywhere you're feeling sort of noticeable tension or pressure is a good time to adjust that so that your meditation has as minimal physical distractions as possible. So once you've gotten your body settled, you can have your palms down, up, or clasped in the lap. Eyes closed or a soft, steady gaze on the floor in front of you. And as you settle into stillness, bring your attention to the sensations of your breath and your body. Noticing what is there. Allow your breath to be easy. Allow yourself to notice any places of resistance or distraction from your environment, from your body, from your mind. Observe them, and then bring your attention back to your breath. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath, feeling the movement and effect of your breath on your body. Nod your chin towards your chest. And opening your eyes, reintroduce movement. Shoulders, neck, wrists, maybe unfolding the legs. I'm going to attempt to get Pigeon. Pigeon, it's no fair for you to look sweet just for me. For my birthday, can you be sweet for everyone? Okay. For our first yin posture, we're going to be on our backs, and I'll start with, again, minimal props, just my little bit of pad. Lying on my back, I'm simply going to start by bringing my arms out towards my sides with my elbows bent. And then I might slide my arms up, or I might go to a straighter arm or a more bent arm. And I'm looking to feel a gentle line of tension, of fascial tension, meaning that I'm not using any muscles to like really push myself in the pose or lift out of it. So from sort of upper ribs, chest, into the arm, into the front of the shoulder, through the elbow, possibly even towards the fingers. So anything in the front here.
And we're setting up. You don't need to feel a really intense stretch. Sometimes you find a really intense stretch and then you allow yourself to back off of it a little bit or support yourself in that place. If it's a super intense sensation to begin with, then oftentimes we can't stay in the pose for that 2 to 3 minutes. And we need that time for your body to get the message that it's safe, that it can release, that this is a sustainable place to open into. So make sure you don't go too far. As we are here, whether you want up, and if you feel better higher, but the arms slip as my arms do on the hardwood floor, you can always use, in many cases, I will sometimes use chairs or other furniture to prop my arms. If you find that your arms are hovering off the ground, propping with a pillow can really be great, either with just the hand or the whole elbow, the whole upper, or the whole forearm to hand area. Or maybe you just need a folded blanket, a smaller prop underneath there. Other options are, if you're not feeling anything, any sensation there, is to raise the spine. So one option is simply I could have done simply one fold, or I could have put a little another blanket underneath my spine, so here. And you can choose to have your head sort of opening so that you're opening the throat, or you can have the head supported so that your spine is in neutral. So whether you're choosing different arm positions, choosing different arm props, choosing a different position for your spine, and you may discover if your lower spine, hips, or knees are sort of distracting you, you can bend the knees, you can have the knees in a different position, or you can support underneath the knees with other props like pillows. So hopefully you're getting yourself set up and experimenting with those different positions. And now, having had time to adjust, settle into stillness. Allow yourself to be completely passive. Allow yourself to be supported. Let any sensation of stretch come to you. Always returning to your breath, letting your breath be a soothing, constant rhythm.
Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Feeling your breath change the sensation of the position you are in. And then gently coming out, bringing the arms in. Perhaps you can simply lie in a neutral place, or you can take more active counter movement, any counter movement. Could be even just 30 seconds of that physical therapy exercise that you know you should be doing more often. Almost everyone has some variation of the movements or exercises that will help keep their body working better. So for our next yin posture, we'll do a variation of a lunge. You'll want some padding underneath your knee. This is one where you might want all of your props and perhaps even more than I have available here. So without any extra props, just the padding underneath my knee, having one leg in front, one leg in back. There are a zillion options. I'm going to show you slightly fewer than I sometimes do. I'm going to focus a little more on the front leg. So I might choose to have a somewhat narrower stance and bend my knee very far over my toe, or as far as is comfortable for you, and really get a tight angle here. Getting more in the foot, back of the ankle, the knee, right? Sometimes more in the hip. I might choose to be more upright or more folded forward. In this option here, I might choose to have extra propping underneath my heel if my heel is off the ground. I might choose to hold on to something or to lean against something so they don't feel tippy side to side. Might need to prop the foot up. Sometimes that makes things a lot more accessible. Could come forward onto the forearms or the hands, however works for you. So that's with a tight bend in the front leg, and then the other option is to have the front leg very open. And again, more upright or more forward. Whatever works for you, but focus on that front leg, either a really tight bend or really open extended, and then prop however you need to. Can't go into every possible variation. I've seen a lot over the years, and a lot depends on what you have available to you, but whether you want to prop underneath the foot, underneath just part of the foot, propping underneath the leg, propping how you prop with the arms, in what way that you feel supported. Because this is a more upright posture, there's going to be some muscular action to keep you from completely falling over. But you want to prop yourself in such a way that you feel as safe as possible, that you can be as passive as possible. And then as you stay, really asking yourself sort of continuously with each breath, how relaxed can you be? How open? How much can you let go, so that you are not using any more muscular tension than is actually necessary to keep you upright. It's a good practice in efficiency, as well as sort of opening and lengthening. So having had that time to make those adjustments, We won't stay here too terribly long, but now settling into that stillness. Either closing your eyes or just a soft, steady gaze. The steady gaze might help you stay more balanced, but an unfocused gaze. Breathing a little release into your ankle, into your thighs, into your hips, to your pelvis. Gently lengthening and deepening your breath. Breathing into those open places. And then when you're ready, gently coming out. Wherever you are, very gradually and gently, sort of experimenting with motion in any direction on your way out. Taking some transition time. Any transition. And then when you're ready, setting up the other side. And I'll run through these just a little bit quicker, but remember to still try the other side in different variations. It might need something different. This is not a time to force symmetry. So I might start with a very narrow stance and really compress in the front leg. That compression might make the heel come off, and if it does, you can prop underneath it. You can also support bring the floor a little higher for that front leg. You can stay more upright, or you can lean forward. And then experiment and play. There are more places you could go. And then another option for that front leg is to kick it out and have a very open front leg. Again, you can support this leg with various props. I could put a prop underneath my thigh. Actually, I would like that to be a little higher. But whatever you have available to you. Just get yourself feeling as supported and safe, and even if that just means leaning against a wall. And settling in to this position. Sending the message to your body that it is safe. It doesn't need to work hard right now. All you need to do is breathe and wait for a little openness and length to arrive. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. And in this breath, gently reawaken. Finding any movement. So for our last yin posture, I'm going to start lying on my belly, and with even minimal props, I need at least something soft to support underneath my pelvis, and I need something soft to support my knee. So I've got these two things, and so I'm going to take, lying on my belly, I'm going to take one leg and put my knee out to the side. And then it might just stay there, just slightly off to the side, the light bend, looking for a fascial stretch very gently in the inner groin area, inner thigh. I might slide that knee up or down, and I might play with the angle of my knee. And then when you found a place that feels right for you, I'm going to come up onto the forearms. And you might have the arms more out in front of you for a softer curve and angle in your torso. Or you might bring them pretty deep underneath you, creating more openness and room for your belly and a more arc to your spine. You might come up onto the hands. That's too far for me, but if you needed more room. And wherever you choose to stay, at some point, relax the tension out of your brow and your neck. You might support the forehead. If you want to have that length through the spine, you can support underneath the chin. You can play with where the forearms are placed and how the height of the forearms. And then when you set up that, if you need to change the knee angle, the hip angle, go from that inner thigh, inner groin, and then sort of from the ribs down into the belly and abdomen area. So, making your adjustments. Breathing into this place, find softness, suppleness. Watching for where tension creeps back in, and then connecting with your breath to release that unnecessary tension. Gently lengthening and deepening your breath. Using this breath to help you come out gently. And take any movement or stillness that feels right for you. As we set up the other side, lying on my belly, putting my other knee off to the side on that pad. And then before dealing with the upper body, sort of setting up where that knee wants to be. And if it wasn't for my bookshelf, you could play with extending the knee and the leg or keeping it a more tight bend. When you found your place, set up the forearms, so forearms further out, just a nice soft opening in the ribs and the abdomen, or closer in. You can play with propping underneath the forearms, raising them up, propping the forehead, propping the chin. And maybe readjusting, revisiting, paying attention to the sensation in the hips. And then settling in. muscles hang off your bones, and your bones be supported by the floor and your props. Letting your breath be enough. Gently lengthening and deepening your breath. Using this breath to help you come out. And then taking any transition you need, we'll be doing a fairly short relaxation to finish off. So if you just need a quick little movement, or anything that's going to help you take that, we'll probably just do a 2-minute relaxation. But if you need to stand up and do a standing pose or downward dog, when you're ready, it's important to have a little time after our practice to be in a neutral place, to rest, preferably without falling asleep, but if you do, totally understandable. Supporting possibly underneath the knees, maybe under the low back, maybe underneath the neck and head, maybe wrapping up in a blanket or covering the eyes. And then lying supported and comfortable, neutral, easy. Let your mind be soothed by watching your breath flow in and out as if it were a wave.
Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Imagining your inhales extending towards your fingers and toes, and then letting all the air empty out of you. And then use this long expanded breath to gently spread fingers and toes, squeeze them in tight, rolling wrists and ankles, stretching out long and big before hugging in tight as a ball, and rolling to your side, sitting up gently.
We'll conclude with 3 breaths. We'll inhale through the nose and exhale audibly out the mouth. Inhale. Inhale through the nose. One more. Thank you to the 2 of you who are here this evening. Don't know why just 2. Maybe more people will watch it on replay. So YouTube just gives us a number. It's always nice to say hello in the live chat. Hello, good night, thanks, whatever. And then we'll see if we can make this sustainable. The last 2 weeks have just been 2. And apparently Pigeon her diva self needs more of an audience. And I need to know that there are more people. So lots of ways to support. You can become a sustaining member on Patreon for $10 a month. We'll be doing more bonus videos at the end of the month. If you have requests, I'm all ears. And then there's always a one-time donation. Just to paypal.me/zested. Hi, Pigeon. Even just $5, you can buy me a coffee or a beer. And then just as important as anything else is just to engage, to communicate. Say hello, say thanks, let me know what you enjoyed, let me know what your favorite pose is, or any body part that always feels particularly good when we get to it. And then you can email me at kym@zested.net or follow us on Facebook or Instagram. You can find us on our website, which is zested.net. So any of that is really helpful. It's always just nice to hear back from people who are watching this in any way they are. So anything is helpful, don't you think, Pigeon? Pigeon was very good this evening, being adorable, sitting on her blanket most of the night. She was a good birthday Yin Yoga star. Best part of this. Thank you. Have a peaceful night.